Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Attention.
They are not ready for prime time.
Prime time.
Prime time.
Prime time. That's the name.
Prime time.
Prime time.
What time is it? Showtime prime time.
It's XL Primetime. Featuring Joe C.
I would clean that bone about as good as anything.
Matt Hayes.
The guys they had last year, terrible.
And Leon Searcy.
Mama know that when you get to camp, you ain't gonna see a lot of Big Daddy.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
Happy to be hanging out at Lifetime Flooring, Lifetime Enclosures, XL Primetime taking over the noon hour. On Thursdays, we join you noon to 2. And then you got the Frangie Show coming up at 2 o'clock. Jaguars programming, including the Doug Peterson Show after that. But welcome in the noon hour, XL Primetime at Lifetime Flooring, a little south of Bay Meadows Road. We're on Phillips Highway, and you probably roll up and down Phillips, and you know exactly what we're talking about. A Lifetime Flooring, Lifetime Enclosures, and we're inside Lifetime Flooring. And you look around, and I've told you guys this, I love a good shag. I love some deep pile. That's what I'm all about. They've got carpet. They got hardwood. They got tile. They got all sorts of options here. And a great sale coming up on Saturday, which we'll be telling you all about because you can cash in. That's for sure. A little bit of a Lifetime home show.
Joe, see, walking on this carpet, I feel lighter.
Dude, I love it, man.
I don't know
The
what
carpet
it is.
pad's unreal, right?
Exactly.
It's ridiculous.
And if you got that nice little 3/4 pad,
Yeah.
and I'm not even saying Leon's heavy. I'm just saying he's a big man.
Well, I just feel
But
light
if you
on
can
my
feel
feet.
that.
Yeah,
I'm about ready to take my shoes. In fact, I'm going to take my shoes off.
No. Now, did Tanya clear that? Is she okay with that?
Oh, man.
Oh, it's nice.
Nice.
It's nice.
That is nice.
And believe me, I feel like every house should have.
Are your feet commando, is what you're saying?
I got the Hey Dudes on.
Okay, Just making sure, bro.
You know I'm like a germ freak. I'm clean.
Every house should have a little hardwood, a little tile, and a little shag.
Yes,
Okay?
absolutely.
I don't know about the shag, but
All right. So, listen, we're going to get into it. As we just mentioned to Jaguars today, Lifetime Enclosures, Lifetime Flooring, they're partners with the Jags. This is a big home opener. As a matter of fact, they've made it so big down at the bank, they are going to change the name of the bank one day. Instead of Everbank Stadium, it's Trevor Bank Stadium. Okay? They're trying to get this one to catch on as 16 will come in and take control of this game. Trevor Bank Stadium for the Browns game. This is according to Smitter.
really?
Yes. What's wrong with that?
Well, he did get the bank, so
Yeah.
I have
Yeah,
no
he
problem
did.
with that whatsoever.
See, I have this odd
Uh-oh.
deja vu of Billy Napier saying we practiced 8 months for this game.
Yeah, do not put those two
Why would you do that? Like, why would you put
would-
yourself in
well,
that
no.
position and say,
No, why would
yeah,
you
it's
do
Trevor
that?
Bank for a day?
Why
That
would
is
you put those two together?
Why would you even incorporate those two together?
I get it. I'm throwing the mojo
Yes,
on it.
you are. You are.
I
Please
get
don't
it,
do
but still, that's
Don't do
why
it.
would you do that?
Bro,
You are literally setting yourself up for. You've got two desperate teams playing in that game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, just go play the game.
Yeah,
do what
but
you're
this
supposed
is-
to do. Play
this
the
is-
game.
This is part and parcel of T-Law getting the big contract and everything that took place in the offseason. It's just a fun little promotion. It's whenever they say it's a teal out or whatever else.
What's the fun in just playing the game without a little controversy?
What's the fun in just playing the
Yeah.
game? Winning. That's the fun in just playing the
saying,
game.
a little controversy. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Trevor Bank.
Yeah.
Now, if he goes, and then listen, don't
Bro, if you got to do all this
listen, on
bling
Monday-
and blang and
no.
watch this and look over here, just go play the
Okay,
game.
on Monday, if he throws for 403
Here's a great idea. Here's a great idea. Hold on to the ball. How about that?
If he throws for 403
so now
touchdowns, don't you get on the wagon?
I'm not talking about Trevor. I'm just saying in general. Hold on to the ball.
So now
make a tackle.
Now Trevor didn't
cover
hang on to
someone.
the ball or didn't make a tackle?
I'm not saying. No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying right now at this point with this franchise, just play the game.
I know, but it's
win the game.
Oh my god!
Then you can get into all your little fun stuff after that.
It's a sponsorship deal with Trevor.
I get it.
And
I get it all.
So,
I get it all. Okay,
yeah,
I get
so
it.
they're still going to go out there and try and win the game. Just because they did this doesn't mean that they're not going to get the dub. I mean, that's still.
It's like a certain team that did a little, the uh-oh song, and next thing you know.
Bro, now you're reaching for straws now. Because
the
that
Gators?
uh-oh song, that team is the best team to ever step foot in Jacksonville.
100%. 100%.
So there's nothing wrong with that. So I don't know where you're going with that.
Yeah.
I know what you're trying to do. Trying to ruffle my feathers.
The thing is, when we're like hanging out, smoking a cigar, having a couple brown waters, you're going to go, bro, we never should have done that.
There it is.
You've done it before.
I'd never say that. I will never say it.
Crank it up. There we go.
All right.
You've kind of hedged before.
I've embraced it now. I've embraced it. The 99 Jags are the greatest team ever.
I love this song. This song's awesome. I love it.
There it is. All I know
I'm
is
just saying it could have happened after you beat the Titans.
What you're saying is that this team has not earned the mojo.
Yeah, it's just a distraction, right? They don't need distractions. Just go play.
Now, someone will try and make a big deal out of this maybe in Cleveland. I don't know whether they're going to make a big deal out of it here, but it is, like I said, he has a deal with Everbank. They said we're going to name it Trevor Bank to kick off the season. There ain't nothing wrong with that. No. Fans, I think, will love the hell out of it when they come in, and I always call it his nickname is Sunshine. That's why they call this state the Sunshine State.
True.
So I'm giving him credit for that as well. So if they want to name things after him, that's good. Go get the dub. That I totally get. But I can't imagine this one would be anything like off or on the Cleveland Browns radar. You know what's on their radar right now?
Just protect the football. Okay? That's all I ask.
I know, but Trevor did not turn the football over.
Not.
Okay?
I'm not saying I'm saying in general, the team is what I'm saying.
Right, I get
this
it.
This is not about one player, it's about a team.
I get it, but I'm just saying they're not together. One doesn't have anything to do. You still have to protect the football, whether it's Trevor Bank Day or whatever. It does not matter. And if you ever bring the Florida Gators and Billy Napier preparing all offseason for the Miami Hurricanes into
my point is it's very similar to that idea of, you're setting yourself up. You're setting yourself up for something really ugly.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of a parallel to it, but they game planned the Jaguars, I'm sure, game planned pretty much a lot of the offseason against the Dolphins. I would go along with that. And they had a damn good game plan. Did very, very well.
I don't know if they did the offseason. I think they probably game planned for like a week and a half or 2 weeks.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that was their first opponent, so they were paying attention to it probably just a little extra every single time they were putting work in. I know that they weren't specifically game planning in the NFL for one opponent to start off the year, but I think you can't help it. You got to take a peek at that first team you're going to see. All right, so we're looking at this game on Sunday. We're going to look at a lot of other games as well. And we mentioned a little bit yesterday and a little bit when I was talking to Mike on Jags Today is that there's potential for teams that have been forecast to make the postseason to start off 0-2. These are teams that I don't think too many people would have expected. Jacksonville, if you did forecast them for the playoffs, they are in position where they might start off 0-2. That's how important this game is. You made the point yesterday, just how dang important it is. Do not let this one get away from you.
No, you can't, because you got a tough task at hand going on the road back-to-back if you're 0-2. If you lose, and Trevor talked about it in his presser, how important it is to win the home games. The home games are very essential. You got to figure that you got to win 80% of your home games. You got to win 80% of your home games. Then you can win 50% of the games on the road, and then you add those two together, that gets you in the playoffs. But you don't want to be, listen, they're a desperate team now. I'm not going to say it's a must-win, but I'm saying at home against a team that was struggling. I saw that Cleveland Brown team on both sides of the ball struggle. Now, defensively, they kind of got it together defensively in the second half, but offensively, they struggled. Deshaun Watson, the pressures, the inability to run the football, his accuracy was totally off. But that defense, Myles Garrett is still Myles Garrett. And, they got 4 sacks on us last year and numerous amounts of pressure.
Yeah.
So, I'm saying it's must-win. It's 100% must-win. You cannot start the season 0-2 after the way last season ended.
Win?
After the way last season ended, you cannot start 0-2. Well, you cannot start 0-2 against a quarterback who clearly is struggling.
Terrible.
He's clearly struggling right now. Offensively, they're very limited. You cannot lose this game. You can't. You've sold this rebuild, however you want to look at it, to your fans who are going to pack that place. You cannot go out there and play poorly and lose this game.
Yeah,
this is a must-win for them.
There are plenty of players on this team that had nothing to do with losing 5 of the last 6 that they brought in, that they drafted, that they signed at free agency, that are starting for this football team. Plenty of them that didn't have anything to do with that, so they're not even thinking about that. But the Doug Petersons of the world, the Trevor Lawrences of the world, the Etiennes of the world, who, it's still probably just eating
I can tell you who's thinking it.
Yeah.
Shad Khan's thinking it.
Oh, yeah, him as well.
And that's the only guy that matters, actually.
Yeah. Well, he's writing the checks. But I agree with the sentiment that the head coach and the quarterback and those other big names, they want to get away from that talk, that chatter. Man, have you seen how many games They've lost in their last, however many. Oh, I get it.
I guarantee Trevor Lawrence is also saying must win.
Yeah.
This is must win.
He said last week that they should have won that football game, and I like the fact that he declared that. All I'm simply saying is that you still have to go out and not make this mountain of what didn't happen last year and carry it with you into these games. I don't think that's a good idea.
Right. No, but what I'm saying is it's there anyway. It's on their back anyway, whether they like it or not. That's kind of my point.
Listen, all they have to do is execute the way they executed it for the first 40 minutes of the game. That turnover just imploded the rest of the game. Listen, I'm not going to say they were flawless, but for the most part, they ran the ball, play action. Trevor took his shots down the field defensively. We got after it. We stopped the run. We put pressure on them. And listen, the Dolphins' offense, for the first, 30, 40 minutes, they were out of sync. A lot of that motion and stuff wasn't working against us. I love that stuff, the little bubble screens they were trying to run to the running backs and the wide receivers. We had that stuff on lock. So for whatever they need to rectify it, and hopefully in the film room on Monday, they showed them the opportunities that were missed. This team looked better than it looked last year for the first 40 minutes. Unfortunately, you play 60 minutes of football.
Yeah, there's 60-minute games.
Whatever they didn't do for the last 20 minutes, they need to rectify.
Yeah, that's it more than anything else. All right, Jags on the brain. You guys can definitely jump in 641-1010. You can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. We could call it Lifetime Flooring text line today, just kind of take ownership of it since we are inside the showroom of Lifetime Flooring. And they got great things going on in both showrooms, I should say, where you can drop on by and see all that they've got. You can do it today, but also the special over the weekend, which is Saturday from 10 A to 3 P. Food, drinks, discounts, guest appearance by Hall of Famer Jackson DeVille and the Roar in the noon hour. You can get your picture taken, so make sure you make plans to drop on by. We're talking $7,500 off of sunrooms, glass enclosures. They got $5,000 off vinyl enclosures, $3,000 off screen enclosures and outdoor kitchens. They got all sorts of great deals going on, so make sure you check it out here at Lifetime Flooring and Lifetime Enclosures. So we look at the other games in the National Football League, and like we said, 0-2 really, really, really stinks. Tonight, you got two teams that are trying to go 2-0. You got the Bills coming in with maybe a little bit of an injury concern to Josh Allen. You got the Miami Dolphins with Raheem Mostert already ruled out. Achane may or may not go tonight. We were looking at this game earlier. This is a big ball game inside the AFC as well. Early lean, Leon, Miami. And I believe this is a 2.5-point line. I'm looking at the bettors. I'm just looking to see what I think. I think it's a 2.5-point line right now. And the Dolphins.
I've got Miami 2.5, Joe.
Yeah, 2.5.
Miami.
Thank you, Gibby.
I'm gonna go Buffalo on the road.
Yeah,
I think
they own Miami.
They do. They have. Josh Allen. He's going to be unpredictable. He's going to be reckless, but he finds a way to win ball games. I think. And listen, their defense got after it a little bit against Arizona, especially Russo. Greg Russo last week had 3 sacks, so he had a lot of pressure on them. Both teams going to try to establish the run game, but I think that Josh Allen himself scrambling, making plays with his legs, I think Buffalo can go down to Miami and win the game. And it's a divisional game, too, so it's very important.
And Buffalo's owned the division.
Yeah.
They've won it 4 straight years. Yeah. They've dominated. And this team against that team, they've dominated them. The number just blows my mind. Josh Allen against the Miami Dolphins. And I'm pretty sure I have these numbers close to 100%. Might be a little off. But anyway, the average yards in the air and on the ground, 275 in the air and 50 on the ground. Every time he plays the Miami Dolphins. That's what he's averaging. That is owning. Is that good? Josh Allen.
That is
owning a football team.
It is owning this team.
Like, holy smokes.
It is.
And so, yeah, we'll see whether or not he can get that done tonight. I'm kind of leaning Buffalo because of what I saw last week, what Jacksonville was able to do to Miami, and wish that they would have been able to get the job done. But they didn't, but they were able to run on them. And now you're looking at a Joe Brady-led Buffalo Bills offense, minus Gabe Davis. They lost all these guys, and they're going to try and run the football.
Yeah, I think the Bills are going to not only win, but I think it's going to be kind of comfortable, kind of what the Jaguars should have done. One of those type games.
Yeah,
where it's but they'll lock down. They'll lock down and close it out. So yeah, I mean honestly, other than the 2 long plays, the 2 long pass plays,
yeah,
which you're going to give that up. But guys make plays. What did the Dolphins do that impressed you in that game?
Well, the 80-yarder was pretty impressive.
That's what I'm saying.
The screen game was pretty impressive.
My point is, you're gonna give up those plays in NFL games. Their NFL players are good players.
Yeah.
Some are great players, like Tyreek.
Yeah.
So that I wasn't overall. I guess my point is the entirety of that team. I was not overall impressed with them.
Yeah.
Because they were playing at home, which is a huge advantage in the NFL in Week 1, and they were getting embarrassed after 3 quarters.
Mm-hmm.
Embarrassed.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wasn't too impressed with them actually.
And I agree with Coach Campbell what he was talking about. Another unfortunate thing for the Jaguars, the Dolphins when you look at the Dolphins on both sides of the ball, they're not really a physical football team.
No.
I think for the most part we got after them with our offensive line, with our defensive line, and for whatever reason we didn't continue it. But I don't look at them as a physical football team on either side of the ball. Yeah. So it's unfortunate that we let that one go because we were the more physical team for the first 3 quarters.
So these teams could be accused of being a finesse team as opposed to a physical team. Mm-hmm. That's for sure. All right, let's hit that real quick, RJ, because this news did come out just a little while ago, and it's still big.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
So we'll break down the Browns, what they have offensively, but the bottom line is the defense for the Jaguars suffered a serious injury. Tyson Campbell and Doug Peterson said it earlier in the week. He's going to miss some significant time, or he's going to miss some time, and now he's been placed on reserve injured. So he's going to be gone for a minimum of 4 weeks.
Which is why when it first happened, I told you guys it's longer than you think. Because you could tell, number one, by the way he walked off the field and he screamed into his helmet, you knew he had problems. And then also when they weren't committing to what it was and how long it was, you knew it was going to be a while before he was getting back. And honestly, so it's a minimum of 4 games is what it is, the IR. I wouldn't be surprised if it was more than that. I mean, that's an injury. We talk with Gio about this all the time.
Right.
Our doc, George Barry, and he always talks about the hamstring is you never know how difficult it is, and you never know how guys can return from it. And he's had that injury before.
I play radio doctor quite often. I'm going to put words in his mouth. We missed Gio yesterday. He might join us a little bit later on today. But he always says, whenever you think you're ready to go, wait another week when it comes to the hamstring, because that's how significant.
And also, I mean, you got to put.
Have you had a hammy problem ever?
I can never run fast enough to pull a hammy. but they say that when you pull hamstring, because it was hot in Miami, it was like 92 degrees down there, and there's a lot of humidity down there. So if you don't stay hydrated, you've got you've got to drink more water to the point that you almost want to throw up when you're down there in Miami, because that heat fatigues your legs, your hamstrings, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So. It may have been an issue where he didn't get hydrated enough when he pulled that hammy. It's
just the worst. It is. All right, 641-1010. You can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. I'll just give you a few, just a quick sample as far as this game is concerned, and XL Primetimers chiming in. Every game is a must-win at this point if you want to be considered playoff worthy. Another one. This is absolutely must-win. Time for excuses and moral wins is over. Another must-win. Doug is on the hot seat if we lose. Another 100%. This is a must-win game. So you guys jump in on what you think about that, just how important this game is. Just the second week of the season and the opener at the bank. All right, we're at Lifetime Flooring, hanging out on Phillips Highway just south of Bay Meadows. Drop on by. It's XL Primetime.
Cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. You could win a weekly tailgate combo pack from Southern Steer Butcher. Wow. Valued at $100. And monthly winners get a Corona tailgate tent with a cooler, chair, and collectible football. It's the ultimate tailgate. Enter at 1010XL.com.
What makes a Honda certified pre-owned vehicle so special? 182-point inspection, 24/7 roadside assistance, first-year free oil changes, and a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty for carefree driving backed by American Honda. Visit your local Honda dealer today.
There are 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and if you stay in your home long enough, a new roof. Pick it here for our friends at Lockhart Roofing. Nobody better in Jacksonville. How do I know? They are a local certified Master Elite contractor, and that means they have a GAF Master Elite warranty. That's the best in the roofing industry. In this day and age, don't settle for cheaper discount roofers. Lockhart Roofing has been here for decades. They aren't going anywhere. Call my friends at Lockhart Roofing, 994-3851. That's 994-3851. Lockhart Roofing, Jacksonville's best for Jacksonville people.
This right here is as good as it gets. This is life getting lived without obligations or complications. this is filling your cup and savoring the moment. This is the gift of presence. Served to you in a place where there's room for everyone and enough to go around. And the best part, it's always Sonny's here. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
You know when you said come over for the fight? We thought you meant your house.
You guys want another round of Bud Lights?
Service is better here. And so is the beer.
Bud Light is back as the official beer sponsor of UFC. Enjoy responsibly. 2024 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
I insist on complete honesty.
You can chime in anytime on the 1010XL text line.
Installed by Lifetime Flooring.
If you have something to say to me, I wish you would just say it.
Share your opinion.
Are you nuts?
What? 641-1010.
That's crazy.
Thermal Engineers is hiring. Thermal Engineers is a commercial HVAC contractor serving North Florida for over 20 years. Qualified technicians and installers. How does top pay, 401k, and full benefits sound? And a signing bonus. Is it time for a positive change in your career? Join the family-oriented commercial HVAC contractor at Thermal Engineers. Call 230-1172 or go to Thermal Engineers, Inc., an equal opportunity employer.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about putting your worries in the right bucket. So often we put our worries in our own bucket, but many times they need to be in God's bucket. The Bible says, present your problems always to God. In other words, leave them in God's bucket. Understand that no matter what is out of your control, it's never out of the control of Almighty God.
To hear more inspirational messages by Reverend Dr. Nicholas Lowe, please visit our website at stjohnthedivine.com.
The Golf Club of Southampton has plenty going on, from a great round to a round with your buds, soaking up some football and great grub. Every Saturday and Sunday at Southampton, enjoy their game day special. Wings tossed in your favorite sauce and a cold pitcher of beer. Membership opportunities to take advantage of, too. Join Southampton with a paid initiation, and you'll get a $500 gift card. Perfect for golf, pro shop purchases, or the clubhouse. Check it out. It's all happening at the Golf Club of Southampton.
My wrist pain was acting up and I needed help. I took Dan Hickens' advice and headed over to see the experts at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. This is Stuart Moore with the PGA Tour. I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Whenever you have a need, they took great care of me. They'll take great care of you.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy. The next time you need orthopedic care, you can rely on our team at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
We're back! Mia here, and winning season is back. Football is back, and MyBookie is here to make sure you're ready to cash in on the action. This season, MyBookie is pulling out all the stops with incredible promotions, like weekly risk-free boosts on Thursdays, where you can bet without a sweat. If your bet hits, you win big. If it doesn't, forget it. MyBookie will refund your wager. That's just the beginning, folks. MyBookie is giving away hundreds of thousands in prizes with their Super, Survivor, and Squares contests. Get your entries in now for your shot at huge cash rewards. For a limited time, they are bringing back the double deposit bonus. When you're ready to get started, just use promo code 1010XL to claim a bonus that doubles your money on your very first deposit. You heard that right. Double your money with promo code 1010XL before you even place a bet. Not to mention, loyalty pays off with MyBookie Plus. The more you play, the more you win. Climb through tiers of loyalty rewards programs to unlock even more epic promotions. Only with MyBookie.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
All right, some like the idea of Trevor Bank. Others do not. You guys can definitely jump in on that. It is an Everbank deal. It's Everbank Stadium, but the sponsorship that he has with Trevor, they're going to name it Trevor Bank Stadium for Sunday's game against the Browns. So you guys can jump in on that.
By the way, more agree with me. Just, you could say that. It's okay to say that.
I just said it was a mixed bag. I didn't mention they called you a curmudgeon and a Scrooge. I didn't even mention that.
That's fine, but more of them agree with you.
Yeah, I didn't even mention that. And then another one did say Mahomes wouldn't be doing this. We don't know because this usually happens in their city. In other words, it doesn't catch fire outside of that. But you know what else Mahomes does? He delivers.
Yeah.
It's
kind of my point.
I understand the fact. I mean, what has Trevor done outside of getting paid?
Yeah, it's true. Look, clean up the turnovers. The fact that he went through this last game without a turnover after having 60 in the first 3 seasons, that is significant. So you can definitely take that. All right, we're hanging out at Lifetime Flooring, and we know this. The fellas, the ladies at Lifetime Flooring, Lifetime Enclosures, they're big-time sports fans.
Oh, what?
They love coming in and talking trash. You're wearing the U. You're already getting
He's a Seminole fan, so I had to give him the business a little bit.
You already.
Hey, does that arm still work? Because y'all ain't looking good right now.
What was that line? Hey, what was that line we heard? You can't spell Norvell without 2 L's. I can't remember. I think that's how it went. It was something like that. All right, well, we're right here on Phillips Highway, just a little south of Bay Meadows. You can drop on by Lifetime Enclosures, Lifetime Flooring with their big home show that they got coming up on Saturday, 10 to 3. Jacksonville, the Roar, they'll be here. So it's a great time for you to take advantage and cash in on some great deals. Matter of fact, Tanya's cashing in for us right now.
Nice.
Just rip off the you got hot links. You got burn-ins. You got brisket.
Nice.
You got a little mac and cheese. Yeah, you got it all.
We got it all.
Yeah.
Nice.
So right outside of Lifetime Flooring is the food truck. So she definitely set us up. That's for sure. All right. So we talking about tonight's game. Talking about the Jags game on Sunday. We'll definitely get into keys tomorrow. Let us know what you're thinking about that. We got to slide in some college football. Do we smell an upset? We mentioned yesterday who might have played their way out of the playoff in the first 2 weeks. Florida State fell into that conversation. Notre Dame fell into that conversation. Michigan did as well. So we can definitely work some college ball in. But I'm going to see if I can't do more than one bold fact today. And since we were bringing up the Fins and Bills tonight, let's just do one right now, RJ.
Here's a bold fact brought to you by Bold City Brewery, Duval's first craft brewery. Online at boldcitybrewery.com.
All right, they got it going on. It's Thursday. They definitely have fun action going on at the production house on Roselle Street, so make sure you stop on by there. Bold City downtown, they are right there on Bay Street. When you're heading to the game, make sure you roll on in there. You get your cold craft. Of course, anywhere you're out and about, you can order up one as well. Now, we mentioned Josh Allen and how he's dominated the Miami Dolphins. I've got the question. Josh Allen, 20 career games with at least 2 touchdown passes and a rushing touchdown, as I hide my laptop from Matt. 20 career games with at least 2 touchdown passes.
He's telling him cheat.
With at least 2 touchdown passes and a rushing touchdown. Now, he joins a couple of other guys with a minimum of at least 20 career games like that. One of them's Cam Newton. That makes all the sense in the world. Cam, at least 2 touchdown passes and a rushing touchdown, let's see here, 22 times. But now Allen, one of 3 that has done it 20 or more games. Who else is on that list?
I don't know if El Boogie's been long enough to do it.
2 touchdown
he'd be
passes
the obvious one.
And a rushing.
Steve Young would be a good one, too.
What about Aaron Rodgers?
2?
At the same, though? 2 touchdowns and 1 rush in the same game? 20 times?
Russell Wilson. That's always
Russ is always a fallback, right?
All good fallback.
I would never set him up like that.
I think it's going to be Russ or Steve Young. I don't think El Boogie's been around long enough for you to get that yet.
I don't know. El Boogie's. I will go El Boogie. I'm going to go El Boogie.
All right, I'll go Russ. Is it El Boogie?
You should have went with what you said.
Aaron Rodgers?
It is Aaron.
Wow. How about that?
Aaron
Rodgers.
Wow. Yes.
Really? Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So
he does a lot of those sneaks.
Aaron Rodgers, he does a lot of that. And
Yeah.
remember, this is going to speak to whether or not he can move right now, because this has been a little bit of our argument. Can he keep moving the way he could before? And he could improvise, and he could.
Yeah.
He has 20 games with at least 2 tosses into the end zone and 1 rushing. So Cam has 22, Aaron Rodgers, and now Josh Allen has 20. To you guys is Steve Young, just at least to throw a saucy in there on top of it. 4 career games for Josh Allen with at least 2 touchdown passes and 2 rushing, which is what he had this past Sunday against Arizona. Steve Young's the only other cat's been able to do that.
Saucy nugs.
So those are that's we're talking about a productive human being when it comes to playing that position, and that's what you want to see from Trevor at Trevor Bank Stadium on Sunday. I'm telling you guys, if I had a wish for an over-under, I'd put it at maybe 4 rushes and 20, 25 rushing yards for Trevor on Sunday.
This Sunday?
Yeah, I want to see him take off.
I do too. I do too, especially if the pocket breaks down.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got the legs. I mean, he runs a 4.5. Use it.
You will change everything if you start doing that on a more regular basis.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that as much.
Yeah, but I'm just talking 4 for a 5-yard per average.
Yeah.
In other words, he'll break off one big run. He might break off a medium-sized run. And then
I understand what you're saying, but the chunk plays are in the passing game.
Oh, I get
That's
it.
where they are.
But my whole point is that when you start to move, then you neutralize that defense in a way that
you at least force them to think about something else.
You get bodies off.
Absolutely. Listen, only time I want him to do it is 3rd and 5 and under. Where if they may play man coverage, everybody's backing off. They're only rushing 4. He takes it off through the middle and get the first down.
Do it, man.
That
Okay,
kind of
now
stuff.
here's another thing that you've talked about before, I believe, is that, and he may be under center in this situation with play action or whatever it is, but when he gets defenders to turn their back because they got speedsters like Brian Thomas Jr. getting downfield and Gabe getting downfield, then when there's backs, when all he sees is backs of jerseys, then he can take off.
Absolutely. Yeah. But that's when. Well, I don't want him to do it when it's 3rd and long situations because, he might be susceptible to trying to get that extra yards and take a hit. I don't want that. But if it's like 3rd and 5 or under or something like that, where it's 3rd and 3 and we need a first, absolutely. Yeah. Their man coverage, you see guys taking off. They're only rushing 4. All right, and you got the linebacker back in the middle. Take off and get that first down. What's wrong with that?
All right, I love it. We'll ask you guys for a little bit of a bold forecast tomorrow as we get into Friday picks and all that stuff coming up. But that is essential, I think, to him. Get the ball back in Bigsby and Etienne's hands. Those guys ran for, I don't know what the number was. I think it was 4.5, maybe even 4.6 yards per carry against Miami. That was pretty nice. They need to be able to keep that part of their game plan up and then get the ball in the air a little more often. Ingram, Kirk, be a little more present in this ball game. All right, so you guys can jump in on that, 641-1010. Hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. That is where we are, Lifetime Enclosures along with Lifetime Flooring. We're set up in the shack, okay? We are set up in the shack right inside the Lifetime Flooring showroom. So just drop on by, say hey. If you missed today, you can make plans for that Saturday home show that Lifetime is putting together from 10A to 3P, where you can get deep discounts like the deep pile that we're sitting on right now. It's XL Primetime.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL.
Are you feeling the heat? It's time to cool things down with Duck Duck Air Conditioning. Contact us today at 904-862-6769 or online at duckduckac.com. Duck Duck Air Conditioning to keep you cool and comfortable all year round.
Imagine driving a late model Corvette, BMW, Mercedes, Lexus, Honda, Chevy, Ford, and more, all at a fraction of the original sticker price. Visit Vaughn Motor Group's indoor showroom and browse a great selection of dream cars that are inspected with warranties. Before you make your next auto purchase, check out Vaughn Motor Group on San Jose Boulevard or at vaughnmotorgroup.com for a complete inventory listing. If you can dream it, you can drive it at Vaughn Motor Group.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
When all you have is a hammer, everything is a nail. I'm Dr. George Bari, and like me, I know you have been bombarded with PRP and stem cell treatments from companies that promise the world and charge prices to match. Or the surgeon that convinced you the only way to treat your injuries through surgery. At Bari Orthopedics, we offer the best PRP treatment on the market with prices that won't cost you an arm and a leg. We also have the expertise to treat your injury surgically, if that is what it entails. We can discuss all surgical and non-surgical options with you and make sure you get the best treatment available. Come see me, Dr. George Bari, at Bari Orthopedics.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On September 12, 1991, MLB pitching legend Nolan Ryan celebrates his 312th career win in a 4-3 victory over the Minnesota Twins.
Roof damage? Call before you claim. Green Law Group, fighting insurance companies for you. They will work for you when you have roof damage. Don't let your insurance deny you. Don't call an adjuster. Call Green Law Group at 904-302-7055. Remember, if you have roof damage, call Green Law Group before you claim. They've settled millions and will work hard to get your claim and new roof. Green Law Group. Call before you claim. 904-302-7055.
If you're looking for the best in indoor air quality, I've got the experts to call. Florida Home AC, the official AC provider of the Jaguars, specializing in the best air quality for your home or work with the Remy Halo. Instead of waiting for pollutants to travel through the ductwork to be neutralized, the Halo cell releases friendly oxidizers every time your fan blows air, helping those in your home that suffer from allergies and other respiratory issues. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC and start enjoying cool comfort and clean air.
Satisfied that all is well with your business operations? If your IT security and print management is working, you must have hired ABS, Advanced Business Solutions, your local Xerox copier dealer. ABS, Advanced Business Solutions.
What defines a hero? Dedication, loyalty, courage. Every day at AMCO, we serve heroes. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles. From complex transmissions to simple brake jobs with flexible financing and the extra safety precautions we need. The heroes we serve don't all wear uniforms. They're people like you. At AMCO, we're proud to serve all of you. AA MCO.
Money tight? We can finance almost anybody. Find the AMCO transmissions nearest you at amcojacksonville.com.
Firefighters, paramedics, police officers, they take care of us, and at AMCO, we're proud to take care of them. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles. As an essential business, we work on every kind of car repair with flexible financing and extra safety precautions. Essential, reliable, trusted. That's the men and women who are there for us, and it's our honor to be there for them. AA MCO.
Family owned and operated in Jacksonville, Orange Park, St. Augustine, and St. Mary's, Georgia. AMCO Transmissions and Total Car Care.
Introducing Gatorade Water. Alkaline and electrolyte infused for great taste. Gatorade Water, always in motion.
Find it at your local Winn-Dixie. For the athletes who give everything, nothing beats Gatorade, the studied, tested, and proven fuel of the world's greatest athletes. Gatorade Water, proudly supporting high school sports on the First Coast.
Are you ready to upgrade your home? Experience the winning combination of style and performance with Renewal by Andersen energy-efficient, custom-built replacement windows and doors. Buy one, get one 40% off replacement windows and doors. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. This offer expires September 30th and restrictions apply. Renewal by Andersen, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit rbafla.com for details.
License number CGC 1527613.
This is Corona Premier. Just 90 calories and 2.6 grams of carbs. It's a light beer that... Wait, this is a light beer? But we should really tell people about... Right, that's why I'm here. Sorry. Corona Premier, unexpectedly, light beer.
I-9 Sports wants to make sure kids all over the First Coast can enjoy growing up on a field or in a gym. And right now, fall and winter registration is open. Find out what I-9 Sports offers across Duval, Clay, and St. John's. i9sports.com. Enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
The Jaguars have placed top cornerback Tyson Campbell on injured reserve with a left hamstring injury. He'll miss at least the next 4 games, so the earliest he could return would be Week 6, which is the first of the Jaguars' back-to-back games in London. It's the second year in a row in which he has dealt with a hamstring injury. Campbell missed 6 games last season after injuring his right hamstring. Campbell signed a 4-year extension the day before training camp with the Jaguars. The JTA Game Day Express is back. Save gas and avoid parking hassles as the Jaguars take on the Browns at Trevor Bank Stadium. Let them do the driving with multiple locations around town, and tickets starting at just $10 on the My JTA app. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I told RJ this definitely deserved that because this is a guy who's been much maligned. But according to ESPN Analytics, Daniel Griffiths sending this out, Jaguars right guard, Brandon Sheriff, had a 100% pass block win rate against Miami, tied for best among the National Football League offensive linemen.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
He was double-teamed on 74% of his snaps.
Yeah.
I expect a little more enthusiasm from both of you.
Are we going to celebrate?
All I know, somebody got tossed on that ETN short touchdown run.
I mean
tossed.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, listen.
Which is what you and I were talking about during the game.
Did he score?
Huh?
Did he score?
He did score, but somebody got tossed, man.
Give him
listen, I'm going to give him his props, because he was underwhelming last year. This is a good start.
Good start.
Because,
good
listen,
start.
if he's playing this way, it's going to be hopefully it'll be contagious in the middle three because all the concern this year was about the middle three.
Yeah.
So if he's shutting down, he's locking down D tackles like that, then the expectation Morris is the same, and Ezra is the same as well.
Yeah. We will take that. That's for sure. All right, I love it. 641-1010. You can hit the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures. You want to jump in on that subject, anything Jaguar-related, we'd love to hear it. Lifetime Flooring is where we are hanging out inside the showroom. Matter of fact, we just had Tyler, one of our XL Primetimers, drop by, say, hey, it's real easy. We're just south of Bay Meadows. He was out and about, so drop in and do the same, and you can check out everything that they got going on. And then Saturday is when they really set you up with great savings on enclosures. Anything that you want inside the flooring or the Lifetime enclosures, you can definitely take advantage of that. 10A to 3P on Saturday. Now, as I look at the slate, you might take the early or late games and maybe place yourself in a lazy boy and never move. But if you look at the slate from noon until late Saturday afternoon, you've got SEC matchups that you're going to be able to see now that ABC has the contract. LSU versus South Carolina, noon kick. A&M versus Florida, 3:30 kick. Georgia versus Kentucky with a 7:30 kick. That's a pretty dang good games inside the SEC. What are we going to learn about the SEC once we come out of those? And these aren't the only ones.
I think we're going to learn a lot about LSU, actually. I think
Yeah.
what we're going to learn about. I mean, that's a talented team that was kind of shook a little bit with that USC game. There's no doubt about it. I mean, Brian Kelly after the game pounded his fist on the table. You can't, I can't seem to get it through these guys. Yeah, I mean, he's upset. He's mad. He's mad because he knows he has a talented team. He's got a team that can win just about any game they play. So he's upset. Let's see how that team responds. They played the following week against an FCS school that was a money game. Didn't matter. They kind of struggled early, then they blew them out. I want to see how they respond in a game that matters. This is a game that matters, and it's on the road. And South Carolina that place will be nuts.
It will be.
After that upset and that beatdown at Kentucky, that'll be a hostile place. But at the end of the day, that roster is not even close to LSU's roster.
No.
So LSU should go in there and win that game by a couple scores. Now, who knows what the weather's going to be like? The weather's going to be a problem all over this weekend. It's going to be a problem.
Are they saying it's going to be lousy all across the eastern seaboard? Is that
apparently
what you're saying?
that thing's moving slow. The former, I guess it's now a tropical storm. Yeah. It's moving slowly. So, yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Don't mess up our ball with these sluggish, sloppy games. Noon kick.
They're both playing in rain, man.
Yeah. Oh, I know that.
Or even if it's not, it doesn't matter. I mean, at the end of the day, look, LSU's got to go out there and make a statement. That's kind of my point.
Yeah, it's a 7-point line right now.
Yeah, you did not play well in the first game, okay? Specifically, defensively didn't play well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they got to go out there and say, all right, this is who we are this year. We weren't that team in Vegas. This is who we are, which is what they've done the last 2 previous years after they lost that crazy game the first time to Florida State, then got blown out by the Noles.
Yeah, Brian Kelly
they kind of righted the ship both years. So now this is where you right the ship if you're LSU.
Yeah. I think South Carolina caught a little magic.
I think it's funny how Shane Beamer, who I love him, is already talking this week. Better jump on the bandwagon now. It's getting full. And I'm thinking, are you kidding me?
Yeah, Dabo tried that.
That's another one of those Billy Napier. We've prepared 8 months for this thing. That's another one of those things.
Yeah, don't do that.
No, just stop. Go play the game.
Dabo said you should be buying stock right now with Clemson after winning the bowl game, and then what happened?
That Kentucky game, Kentucky was terrible in that game.
Yeah, awful.
Beyond terrible.
Win.
That's the worst I've seen them under Mark Stoops ever.
Man. Now Mark Stoops' name is million to win, million to loss. Doesn't matter.
So Matt Hayes, LSU.
You still got to beat them this year. You know that, right?
Well, yeah.
Are they fighting for their playoff lives?
Yeah, of course. LSU. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because they got a tough task. Their schedule down the stretch is tough. They can't afford to go on and South Carolina lose this game.
Now the look of the other way is they don't have an SEC loss yet. Mm-hmm. So they could lose one SEC game, then win out in the SEC and get to the championship game and win the championship and get to the playoff, obviously. But yeah, this is if you're LSU, you've got to start playing now. Like, all right, we cannot screw up anymore.
Okay.
All right, you've got Whiskey hosting Alabama as basically a 16, 17-point dog at home. They're going to be jumping around. Music going on up there. There's going to be some rowdy Badger fans. Anything happen there in you guys' eyes? Because last week, Alabama was able to take care of business, maybe a little bit of a sluggish here or there stat that you'd point to against South Florida, but they took care of business.
Yeah, eventually. It was not easy. It had to be a little nerve-wracking for me. I could not believe my eyes how that defensive front for South Florida was playing against their offensive line and how that offensive line was running the ball on Alabama. Now, Alabama, of course, I knew they were eventually going to take over, and they blew them out. But for a moment there, South Florida was only down by 2, Matt Hayes.
Did you know they were going to eventually take over? Because I didn't know they were eventually going to take over.
I think.
You got to the fourth quarter, it was still tight, and I was thinking, what are they doing right now?
Yeah. But then they took over.
They did, by the way.
They flexed a little bit, there's no doubt.
Yeah, and South Florida's just kind of finding their way. Give them credit with a new coaching staff and everything like that.
Yeah, Alex Colt's done a nice job.
Yeah, he does look like he's building something down there. But yeah, they got it going in the second half. But on the road, like they have a seriously long win streak on the road against out-of-conference opponents. They take care of business. 17 points. I don't know whether I should look at that as a line to grab or not. Another one where a team might go down. Kansas State didn't impress me very much against Tulane Saturday. I was more impressed with Tulane than I was with Kansas State. They've got Arizona at home. That's also another one to watch. Matty, your Avery Johnson-led Wildcats.
I don't know what they're doing with him.
Right. Well, he looks good at times.
They're not running him. Yeah. Like he is a dual threat. He's got to be a guy that runs the ball.
When he took off in that game,
oh my God!
Yeah, you're like, hello. Yeah, and so that one,
I get it. You don't want him to take unnecessary hits, but if you've got a Johnny Manziel type player out there, use him. Use him, and I think you're going to see a different guy this week. By the way, that's a fun as hell game on Friday night.
Yeah,
that's
going to be
fun.
That's one that you can
because Noah Fafita is a fun guy to watch play at Arizona. McMillan is a guy who's going to be a top 8-10 pick in the draft next year. That's going to be a really fun game.
Yeah, the quarterback definitely is dynamic, and you got Kenny Dillingham coaching him up for Arizona, so definitely keep an eye on that one. Any other ones that you guys are sniffing out and smelling that might have the opportunity to pull an upset? Because we were treated to so many big games early. You got Boston College at Missouri. Missouri, one of the higher-ranked teams. They definitely took care of business this past week. Who'd they play? Buffalo? Is that who it was?
It's one of the 2 cupcake games,
Yeah. Anyway,
BC could absolutely go in there and give them problems.
Yeah, here you go. They played Murray State and Buffalo. That's all Missouri's done.
So Castellanos is going to be difficult for anyone. I don't care who they play. He's a good quarterback. He's a good college quarterback. So he's a dangerous college quarterback. So Yeah, I think they can go there absolutely and give Missouri problems.
Matt, am I crazy to think that Notre Dame may lose to Purdue on the road?
No, you're not crazy at all.
Okay.
I mean, Purdue was terrible last year.
Yeah.
But they're at least functional right now on offense. And Hudson Card was 24-25 in the opener against Indiana State. Now, it's Indiana State who's just god-awful.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's
still, anytime you go 24 of 25, you've made strides offensively.
Yeah. It's Missouri beating Murray State and Buffalo 89-0, a combined score. They didn't play anybody really great, but they did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah.
And when you talk about Northern Illinois stepping up and just basically swinging and connecting and black eye in Notre Dame, that was bad.
Yeah, I would have said, like, had Notre Dame just beaten Northern Illinois 24-9, then I would have said Purdue might be in a spot, but I don't think so now. I think Notre Dame's going to be zeroed in now.
Okay.
Riley Leonard's not 100% healthy.
Yeah, he's a little thing.
That's definitely a big concern because he has been knocked around a little bit, and give credit to Northern Illinois. Both them and A&M knocked him around.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia at Kentucky, when you think about the line, it's a big number. It's one that you think Georgia's going to take care of business. Kentucky bounced back, especially when they have their quarterback, who used to be a Georgia Bulldog, who did not play very well this past Saturday.
He played terrible.
Yeah.
He
did not play very well.
He was horrific.
Yeah, he was.
He was the guy. Like, I kept hearing, and you never noticed because Kirby will never say anything, but I kept hearing that Gunnar Stockton had moved ahead of him as the number 2 all of last year. And that he had moved to 3. Like, he wasn't, and it was
talking about Brock Vandagriff.
Vandagriff. And it was a long way from number 2 to number 3.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's I think everybody just assumed that he was number 1, the backup to Carson Beck, which he wasn't. And number 2, well, the backup to Carson Beck is a play away, so he's got to be a good player, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
That was not good.
And look, they were expecting great things. Like I said.
Hey, maybe South Carolina's fantastic.
Yeah.
Maybe South Carolina's going to be an 11-win team, but that was not good, man.
Especially since they got blown out with a bad Gamecock offense. Not like it was a good Gamecock offense.
And they beat ODU by 3 or 4 in the season opener, South Carolina did. So, yeah, it's...
All right, real quick.
Get on the bandwagon, everybody. It's
back to Florida and A&M. Mike Elko, when you just basically think about what's at stake for him going on the road and then going up against Florida and not knowing exactly how much Graham Mertz is going to be able to play, how much... Or not? I shouldn't. Yeah, actually, that's fair because he was in concussion protocol. He did suffer concussion. He is cleared to play, but how much?
He's not on. Yeah, he is not on the. By the way, the new SEC injury report. He is not on the injury report. Graham Mertz is not.
And so, how good will he be? How much will he play? Yeah, I'm listening to these theories about alternating series and all this kind of stuff. I say no. You can't do that. You have packages for one guy. You have certain ideas in mind with the other guy, but you can't alternate them like that. I don't think you can. I think it's a bad idea.
I think he's going to start, and I think he's going to play it by ear. Like, as far as how much Lagway plays.
Right.
Like, if they go right down the field with Mertz and they score at 7-0, he's not taking him out. No way.
But I will remind you, we presented
that. But if they struggle,
if
they go 3 and out, then you're going to see Lagway in the next series.
Yeah. Do you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Anthony Richardson and what's your other quarterback that was
Emory Jones.
Emory Jones.
Yeah.
Similar,
same situation.
Similar, yeah.
The fans were screaming. Anthony Richardson plays. They want him to play in the game.
Mullen loves Jones. It was his first recruit.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Napier loves Mertz.
It smells like that. All
same
over
thing.
again.
Very same.
But the thing is that we also had this sentence that if he drives him right down the field and scores, you're never going to see DJ. We said that before the Miami game.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't happen.
No, it didn't.
Okay?
No, it didn't.
And so it was a lousy performance.
No, it didn't.
It was.
And the whole thing is this, too, is, and I wrote about this today at USA Today. You can go read it. Is it's not his fault. They've got a bad offensive line.
Right. That's why I think DJ Lagway, once he's in, he stays.
Yes, that's the point. Is Lagway, with his athletic ability and with his arm strength, he can make every throw. Mm-hmm. He can at least make up for deficiencies you have in the offensive line. Yeah. Whereas Mertz is not going to be that type of guy.
Right. He threw for a ton of yards, and it's going to be real that classic experiment. He did it against a bad ball club in Sanford. Threw a ton. Made every Gator fan get kind of salivating over seeing him again. And then now he's got to go up against not a world-class defense, but
an SEC, darn good defense.
Yeah, an SEC
Plus
upper echelon defense.
Here's another thing, too, if you're a Florida fan. He's going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
He's going to throw interceptions. Yeah. He's going to fumble the ball.
Right.
He's going to miss receivers. He's going to miss wide open receivers. But you know what else he'll do? The reward of him playing is so much greater than the risk of him playing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially if you're Billy Napier and you are literally staring at your job status right now.
Yeah.
The guy that's going to give you the best chance is going to be him because your offensive line isn't what you thought it was as far as pass protection.
Mm-hmm.
And Miami clearly showed that. And the Texas A&M front four, really front seven, is very similar to Miami's. They're big, they're long, and they're fast.
Mm-hmm.
So if they couldn't block Miami, they're going to have problems blocking Texas A&M.
Yeah.
They're going to have problems blocking Texas. They're going to have problems blocking LSU.
You think?
We'll go right down the road. Georgia, Ole Miss.
Yeah.
You just go right down there. So you better put a guy behind center that, at the very least, with his arm strength and his arm talent, can get you out of some jams that your line's going to put you in.
I'm just glad that other people started to dial in on the fact that if you are good coming out of high school, you can play right away. You do not need to sit and watch, especially the NIL cats like Lagway. These other guys, these recruits want to play with that guy, and they want to see what he can do.
It's a lot of that, yeah.
He was just at prom 4 months ago. You got to get
look, whether he's a prom or not, guess what?
He got to play.
He's now the savior.
He got to play.
Whether he likes it or not, I mean, he's got to play, and it's – if you're Napier, you also have to look at it as, I've got to show hope. I've got to show hope that we can win with this guy. I've got to show hope to recruits.
That's it.
Who are at the game. You cannot have Texas A&M walking off the field like Miami players are doing and saying, I don't know why y'all going here, man. You better come here.
And I've said it over and over. Recruits want to see him play to be attracted.
Yes.
To want to play
Of
there
course.
with him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, real quick. I do need to bring this up because Graham Mertz may or may not be the starter going forward. But my man Martin over at Palm Beach Autographs, they got September 28th signing with him, which is cool that you have kids right now that are in college have a chance with NIL to do this. So if you're a Gator fan, you can definitely check out Palm Beach Autographs. It's right there, September 28th. And I'll give you a few more details as we get closer, but he definitely will be signing autographs there. As we mentioned, PBA, they framed up a 1010 XL throwback jersey.
No,
it looks nice, too.
It is
studio,
so awesome.
It is nice.
So definitely we'll have that inside our studios. Our studios today, Lifetime Flooring. We got the YouTube stream working, so all you got to do is head over to YouTube, just search 1010XL or XL Primetime, and you can find us inside Lifetime Flooring. You can drop on by and say, hey, take a look at their huge showroom, be it Lifetime Flooring or Lifetime Enclosures, and then get ready for their Saturday Lifetime Home Show with great discounts. It doesn't matter what you shop for, you definitely will get hooked up here.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
1010XL Weekly is your one-stop shop for all things Jags, college ball, preps, and more. Subscribe to our newsletter today, and you'll be entered to win free tickets to the Packers game this October. Subscribe, just head on over to 1010XL.com and scroll down to the 1010XL Weekly flash page.
Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Did you know you can charge the all-new Honda Electric Prologue in the same receptacle as your phone? You don't need any special charging stations at your home. Simply plug in your Honda or your phone. See your local Honda dealer now. We're electrified.
Start your Sunday off with a cup of Joe and some sports medicine intel. This is Joe C. inviting you to join me and Dr. George Bari for Breaking Bones every Sunday morning at 7:30. And if you miss an episode, just look for Breaking Bones wherever you listen to podcasts.
Zebra.
Zebra is back by overwhelming demand. Saturday night, September 14th, live at the Florida Theater in Jacksonville, performing songs from all 5 Zebra albums. Get tickets now before they're gone at floridatheater.com. Zebra with all original members. Saturday night, September 14th. Tickets on sale now. Don't miss.
Zebra.
The countdown to kickoff is on, and we want to put a little pep in your step with Spirit Week, presented by UF Health. Leading up to our home opener against the Cleveland Browns, keep your eyes and ears open for cool ways to win big. Local partner offers, free tickets, and more could be yours this week only. For more information, go to jaguars.com/sweepstakes. And don't forget to lock in your tickets for the home opener by going to jaguars.com/tickets.
Meet Jennifer, talking about
about her experience with BioTarget Regenerative Therapy at Injury Care Centers.
I'm a music teacher and play the piano, and I was unable to play the piano at all due to pain from carpal tunnel. I did notice a significant difference after the first treatment. I was in immense pain and unable to work, and I woke up the following day able to fully move my wrist again. I was a pill popper. I would take ibuprofen all the time to help manage my pain, and it did not really do a great job. What really sold me was knowing that if it was not successful, I'd be able to get all of my money back. So I would highly recommend it to anybody who's experiencing any type of pain.
Stop masking your pain with harmful medications. There's a better solution. BioTarget Regenerative Therapy has helped countless others, and it can help you too. Call 904-92-REGEN or visit GoBioTarget.com today.
Facing a DUI charge or even a boating under the influence charge? Well, I'm your man, DUI lawyer Malcolm Anthony at 285-4LAW. 285-4LAW. Once again, 285-4LAW.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer.
Don't bet the National Football League this season without your VSiN NFL betting guide. Betting previews for all 32 teams, betting trends, VSiN's exclusive in-depth win total projections, and a guide on how to use betting splits to bet and win. Download your free copy of the guide right now, featuring a betting preview of your Jacksonville Jaguars. 1010XL.com. That's 1010XL.com.
Hey, this is Bert Cannon with the First Coast YMCA. Youth sports at the Y can help nurture your future athlete's potential and experience the joy of being a kid. At the Y, we're providing a safe, clean, and fun environment with basketball, soccer, volleyball, gymnastics, elite skills training, and more. Best of all, participation in Legacy Youth Sports League is free with your family membership. Visit fcymca.org to learn all about youth sports at the Y.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Well, all the news forecasts say that home prices are expected to decline in 2025. Hey, that's great if you're buying a home. But if you're selling one, you might want to get to it. And when it comes to selling your home, the agents you should trust are Chad and Sandy Newman at chadandsandy.com. Maybe you want maximum equity from your home, but you're not sure how. And you don't want to worry about costly repairs or upgrades needed to sell your home. Those things are all out with Chad and Sandy. They're the local real estate experts you can trust, and I recommend for the sale of your home, or for the sale of mine for that matter. Maybe I should look into it. Hey, don't trust me. Trust Jacqueline from Biscayne Estates. My inherited home became a nightmare when it went unsold for 177 days and ended up with a large lien. With expenses mounting for my handicapped daughter and no way to pay, I was desperate. At this point, I turned to Chad and Sandy. The change was amazing. Chad and Sandy sold my home in 3 days at a higher than asking price. Find out for yourself at chadandsandy.com or 904-414-6200.
Florida homeowners are going to extreme lengths to stay cool this summer.
We sit in front of the refrigerator with the door open and only eat frozen foods while they're still frozen and put ice cubes down our pants. Whoa, that's cold.
But the most popular and cost-effective way can be summed up by a quack. Just call Duck Duck Air Conditioning. For AC repairs to new installations, you too can beat the Florida heat with Duck Duck Air Conditioning, Jacksonville area's AC experts. Trust the Duck to keep your cooling costs low. DuckDuckAC.com.
This is Molly McDonald with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update, brought to you by Rudo Wellness. The Florida Gators have released their injury report ahead of their game against Texas A&M this Saturday. A couple key Gators that were listed as questionable were Eugene Wilson III, TJ Searcy, and Sharif Denson. Gators head coach Billy Napier believes this game will be a good challenge for the team.
You know, A&M and Coach Elko have a good football team. I think very talented at all levels of the defense, a couple marquee players in the front. I do think the running running back group on offense is talented, and the quarterback is a veteran player who's got arm talent. And they got a big group up front. They have height, length, and speed, and they've got good specialists. So they do things on special teams that can cause problems for you. So this will challenge all parts of our team.
Gators and Aggies kick off Saturday at 3:30. Listen to the game live on 1010XL. It's 82 degrees at 1 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
It's a Queens thing, baby.
This is XL Primetime. Brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool. On 1010XL.
All right, now we are hanging out here at Lifetime Flooring, Lifetime Enclosures, 1 o'clock hour at XL Primetime. Joe C., Matt Hayes, Big Leon Searcy. We are definitely having a good time here. RJ holding it down there. Gibby and a couple of interns, young Thomas, young Jacob, they're both hanging out with us, making sure that we're getting it done. And, I just had one of our food truck dudes come in here, and what was he holding?
Jake, that's my man Jake. Yeah, outstanding barbecue. Well, this was Jake, who is a UM fan himself. Sent this to me. Well, I actually saw it online. He texted me and told me, hey, listen, I got something for you. Next time y'all on remote, I'll get to see you. I'll bring it to you. So he sent me this picture. This is actually Canes Nation, baby. Canes Nation. We got our own flag.
Show that to the camera, Leon.
Right,
our YouTube people, Facebook, Twitter, everybody can see that now.
It's a nice replica of the flag. And it has my jersey, a Hall of Fame jersey when I was at Miami, number 73. And it has my not one, not two, but 3 national championships that I won at Miami.
You feeling it after that season opener win, man.
Oh, absolutely.
You are feeling it.
Yes, I'm all in, baby.
Now, listen, I may have to get Gibby to take a picture of that and send it out because you'll look at this, Matt. I took a picture.
That's a great picture.
Okay, but you know what I did? You see how I didn't give any love to those.
See what I'm saying?
That's There's only like half a natty in that picture.
Exactly.
Man.
See what I'm saying? I got to take another picture.
I cropped those trophies right out of there.
Yeah. No, we'll take a picture. We'll get you in there. Got to get the 3 natties in there.
Absolutely. Oh, my gosh. And by the way, since we're giving Leon love and people love hanging out with him, you guys can drop on by and say, hey, but this was off the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures a little earlier. Leon, thanks for taking a pic with my son Tuesday night. He woke up the next morning talking about it, so that's good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So you can appreciate that they definitely love it whenever they run into either former Hurricane star, former Jaguar star, whatever it might be. But we are definitely having a good time here. They treat us right over here. They will do the exact same thing for you, especially if you drop on by and take a look. Lifetime Enclosures, Lifetime Flooring with their big sale on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. in the afternoon. We're talking about big discounts, food, drink. They will have Jackson DeVille, Hall of Fame mascot, the Roar here for a period of time. So make sure you make plans to drop on by and say, hey. Now, we've been talking Jaguar football. We've been talking a lot of college ball. Do you smell an upset? Do you smell a team ready to get on a roll? Who is it going to be? LSU and South Carolina, they are having college game day. Show up, first time in forever at Williams-Brice Stadium, just outside of Williams-Brice in Columbia, South Carolina. So there's all sorts of good ball to be looking at for sure when we're talking about the Saturday slate. Now, we were treated to some great games early, and it does kind of drop off just a little bit because you don't have all the big matchups. We definitely have our fair share of them coming up on Saturday, so we'll dig back into those coming up in just a little bit. But a couple of things coming out of this Cleveland game that are worth bringing up. The injury report definitely significant for Cleveland, not nearly as bad for your Jaguars. You start taking a look at the guys that did not practice. Tyson Campbell's the only one. As we told you earlier, he is now on injured reserve, going to miss a minimum of 4 weeks. The other two, Daniel Thomas, who's dealing with the Achilles, Cam Robinson, who's dealing with a knee. They were limited, but they did practice yesterday. Meanwhile, the guys that didn't practice Wednesday for the Cleveland Browns, cornerback Miles Harden and Jedrick Wills, their tackle. Their other tackle, Jack Conklin, practiced but was limited. So those tackles are going to be a big concern.
Yeah, and it was a big concern last week against the Cowboys. They were missing their 2 tackles, and that's where most of the pressure came from Micah Parsons coming around the corner. And Lawrence. Lawrence had a great game, too. I mean, they gave up 6 sacks, bro.
Yeah.
And they gave up 6 sacks and pressures at home. I mean, usually when the offensive line, when there's disruption like that, it's usually on the road because you got to deal with the silent count, you got to deal with the crowd noise and all that kind of stuff. You got to worry about guys coming off the edge, twists and stunts. But if you're at home and you're giving up that kind of pressure, I mean, the Cowboys' defense is vaunted, but I don't know if they're that damn good.
Yeah.
I mean, because they were just getting sacks and pressures and everything. So the Jaguars, if they're watching the film on that and this offensive line struggle like that at home with the crowd noise, with the fans loud, and they're suspect at the tackle position, listen, Trayvon Walker and Josh Allen should be looking to feast. I hope.
Already a couple sacks from Trayvon. You didn't necessarily get as much out of Josh Hines-Allen, but he's expected to be able to get it going. David Njoku is also a big loss for them.
Big loss.
Big loss.
Big loss.
It's a big loss.
He had two on those last year, right?
Yeah.
Two
and
touchdowns?
and I know.
Well, one of them he wasn't even covered.
I know.
He went nuts.
He did.
And the other thing is, I know that it's hard to – you can't even legislate this tackle out of the game. You can't do it. But that's another hip drop tackle that caused a major injury.
Oh, it was?
Every single time you see a hip drop.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'll pull this up.
Well, let's legislate out of college ball.
I sent it to Gio, so I'll show it to you guys in just a second. But anyway, it's the hip drop, and you basically throw all that weight down, and so then you roll. The bottom part of your body is basically rolling right along that ankle area. And it is dangerous, man. It absolutely stinks. But that's basically what happened with him. So he's going to be out, I'm just betting, 4 to 6 in that neighborhood. So he will not be around.
But here's the thing: when who tackled? Was it a DB that did a hip drop? If it was a DB,
two guys.
It was two guys. I mean, because Njoku's a big dude. He's a big joker.
Yeah, just take a look at this bad boy. All right, and so he was going for big yards. One guy busts him right in the chin while the other linebacker hip drops him.
I don't know if it's a hip. That's not a hip drop.
Oh, yeah. Every bit of his body. Just take a look at
drop.
it. Listen, we argue about this stuff all the time.
Well, did he get a penalty?
When you pull yourself to the player and every bit of your bottom part of your body is off the ground, that is a hip drop.
I think when Hooker hit him and knocked him sideways, it made it look like that. All he did was grab him around the waist. Right? He's grabbing and pulling him back.
Yeah. And so
Kendricks was.
Yeah. All it is, again, we're watching this on.
We're looking at film and everyone's going, what the hell are you guys talking about?
It's just anyone can look at it on X. And
what are your thoughts?
I don't think it was a hip drop.
I don't either.
It's hard.
It ain't easy to tackle a big man.
Exactly, man. That's like wrestling.
That's true.
That's like wrestling a bull.
I guess the difference is he was behind him when he was pulling him down, like by the waist. If he's on the side, then I think that's definitely hip drop.
Yeah. But you're right. That bust from Hooker to the chin, that definitely slowed him down big time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It ain't
and
easy.
Njoku's a big dude.
Yeah.
I've seen it in Miami a couple of times. He's a big dude, bro.
And so am I fooled by this 3-point line right now based on what we're seeing, what we're talking about?
We're favored, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's only a field goal.
That's a little low, bro.
Yeah.
With all the injuries they have and Deshaun Watson playing like.
Is it just lack of respect?
Hot garbage.
I don't know if it's lack of respect, but I think Vegas saw it. Let's call it what it is. They gagged that game, and I think Vegas saw that.
Baby.
They did.
Yeah. I told you guys yesterday, this is the best record Jacksonville has against any opponent in the National Football League. They got the highest win percentage against them. They started strong against them. Did not win this last game with just a barrage of points. 31-27 was the final, and they weren't able to get the job done. And that's when Flippin' Flacco stepped in as the old man that he was and took care of business against what was a hurt secondary.
Well, I mean, we might be put in a situation like we were last year. I mean, we ran the – listen, Trevor threw the ball 50 times
on a bad angle
last year. 5-0.
Yeah, that's nuts.
We ran the ball 16 times in the game, and still because we couldn't move their line of scrimmage. Their line of scrimmage is big and physical, and then you got Myles Garrett out there. So, our offensive line, the ability to run the ball and protect Trevor is key. We threw the ball 50 times.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, on a bad wheel.
On a bad wheel.
Yeah, and so that part has to change. And this football team obviously needs to get themselves in a position where they can start to dictate tempo a little bit with a good run game.
Absolutely. And another thing they need to listen. Your man Evan Ingram, he got 11 catches in that game. Got one last week.
He had one thing in common from last year to this year was the number 1.
Yes.
Yeah, 11 then.
11.
That was 2 1s and then just 1 1.
Well, listen. I'm more than sure that they probably watched the game from last year to kind of, decipher what they did good and bad or whatever, and what they made use on, so whatever. And I know Evan Ingram in that film room said, "Hey, I'm still here. I played the game.
Yeah.
Y'all found me last year. Try to find me this year."
Now look, I'm not clobbering Trevor to the point where I'm saying the loss is on him. But if you take a look at those throws to Evan Ingram, first off, coverage was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
One did bounce off his hands, no getting away from that. But one absolutely sailed right over the top of Evan.
Should have been an interception.
Yeah, exactly. That should have been a pick, and the other one was offline by a yard.
Mm-hmm.
And so, four targets. At least one he should have caught, one he did catch, and the other 2 were not very good throws.
True. That's true.
Right.
But 1 to 5 can't have that.
No. And the 3 drops between Evan Ingram and Christian Kirk's, 2 catchable balls. One of them you might debate whether it was like really catchable.
Listen, I've seen Christian Kirk make that catch.
Yes. Body contorted, going in the other direction. You got to make that catch. And that was a 3rd down throw for some serious plus yards. Not just moving the chains by a half a yard. That was some serious plus yards on that throw. And so those are the ones that get you just a little bit. And you hope that they can, Christian Kirk is hungry this year because of the injury that he suffered last year. And he probably might have pressed just a little bit. But he needs to come back with that want to and will that I'm going to get the job done. I'm going to make these plays.
I think he will.
Yeah. All right, Lifetime Flooring right here on Phillips Highway, just a little south of Bay Meadows. You can drop on by. You see the kind of the Lifetime Enclosures complex. They got the enclosures, they got the Lifetime Flooring, and they got the big home show coming up on Saturday. Matter of fact, we've had several people drop by. One of our mans, Skoggs. Skoggs is one of the great human beings.
One of the best.
On this planet. And he dropped off because Leon occasionally will go to the C-store, and he'll pick him up some Gatorade. And so Skoggs knows that we have the Gatorade Player of the Week with our high school hit with Gatorade Water. We got the kickoff show with Gatorade. Okay. So he dropped us off some Gatorade.
Nice.
To make sure that you were properly hydrated, Big Sirs.
I don't want to pull no hamstring.
So Skoggs, thanks you. You are the man. You are the man. He said, what did you say earlier? You never pull a hamstring? Why?
I could never run that fast.
Couldn't run fast
I didn't run fast enough.
All right, this is XL Primetime from Lifetime Flooring right here on Phillips.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers. One of the keys to victories is to know your opponent well.
Best thing I can do is point you in the direction of his competition.
Get insights and interviews from Jags beat reporter Hayes Carline when he takes you behind enemy lines. Brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, Garber wiggle.
At Garber Auto Mall, we can wiggle it. Best price, we can wiggle it. Best trade value, we can wiggle it. Best payment, we can wiggle it. Ford, Chevy, Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. With 8 American brands, we can wiggle it. Visit us in Green Cove Springs or online at GarberAutomall.com. And remember, at Garber Auto Mall, there's always a little room for wiggle.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, Garber wiggle.
We're back. Mia here, and winning season is back. Football is back, and MyBookie is here to make sure you're ready to cash in on the action. This season, MyBookie is pulling out all the stops with incredible promotions, like weekly risk-free boosts on Thursdays, where you can bet without a sweat. If your bet hits, you win big. If it doesn't, forget it. MyBookie will refund your wager. That's just the beginning, folks. MyBookie is giving away hundreds of thousands in prizes with their Super, Survivor, and Squares contests. Get your entries in now for your shot at huge cash rewards. For a limited time, they are bringing back the double deposit bonus. When you're ready to get started, just use promo code 1010XL to claim a bonus that doubles your money on your very first deposit. You heard that right. Double your money with promo code 1010XL before you even place a bet. Not to mention, loyalty pays off with MyBookie Plus. The more you play, the more you win. Climb through tiers of loyalty rewards programs to unlock even more epic promotions. Only with MyBookie.
Ever wonder how you can transform your living spaces into captivating works of art? At First Coast Lighting and Fans, they offer a huge selection of high-quality products to match your desire for elegance, quality, and uniqueness. Visit their showroom on Phillips Highway at the Avenues and step into a world of quality without compromise. Discover the difference that locally owned expertise makes and let them help you experience the transformation from average to extraordinary at First Coast Lighting and Fans.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, Director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick, we're a 5-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year, and right now graduate making over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or no student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only cost are the books and the course fees. About $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org, and you can apply there.
Apply by November 7th.
Mia O'Brien.
Don't I know you from somewhere?
On Helmets and Heels, noon to 2.
I swear to you, I know her.
Then there's the 1010XL video and social media channels.
I would know her voice anywhere.
All Things Mia is driven by Arlington Toyota.
On 1010XL.
Staying active no matter what your age is key to living life at its fullest. And Rebound Rehabilitation wants you to know they can get you back up to speed and back in the game pain-free. Rebound Rehabilitation with 8 locations across the First Coast. Top-of-the-line therapists ready to assist you. From neck and back pain, knee or foot pain, they can help. Excellent patient care combined with the highest quality in rehabilitation services. Look for a Rebound Rehab location near you and get back in the game. Log on. ReboundRehab.com.
Integrity, persistence, and standing up for victims. It's what you want in a personal injury case and what my friend and lawyer Glenn Cohen brings to every case for over 40 years. Call Glenn at Barnes, Cohen & Sullivan.
Right now, they're on their way to ruin your day. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. And if you're not prepared, you will suffer. Yes, it's that time of the year. Heat and humidity are attacking North Florida. But help is at hand. Call Mike Merritt's Heating and Air Conditioning. Mike Merritt has a license to chill and lets you maintain your comfort zone at a bargain price. How? Mike Merritt stands ready to help, routine or emergencies. And Mike Merritt knows emergencies can happen at any time. So with Mike, there's never any overtime charges. And Mike's team works without commissions. Merritt will never try to sell you parts you don't need. You can't trust just anyone with a truck. Call Mike Merritt, the company North Florida has trusted for 35 years. Call today. License number CAC 050384.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality product and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Cold beer and good grub. That's what you'll get at Taps on 210. Just a great neighborhood feel where friends and family get together. Check out Taps in the Winn-Dixie Plaza, just west of 95 on County Road 210, proudly supporting our 9 After 5 weekly. Head there for a cold one.
3D Digital has you covered for any of your business's digital marketing needs. From producing award-winning videos to getting those digital ads to follow your customers around the internet, our team has your back. Visit 3ddigital.com or give us a call at 904-712-4004 to schedule a free consultation today. 904-712-4004.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime. Brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool. On 1010XL.
We're having a good time. Thursdays, noon to 2 with XL Primetime. Appreciate y'all tuning in and dropping by. We love it. That's for sure. We're at Lifetime Flooring until 2 this afternoon. Then the Francis Show will take over. Then you got Jaguars programming at 4 o'clock. The Doug Peterson Show will come up this afternoon as well. So we appreciate you guys hanging out. You can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures at 641-1010. How you feeling? You're getting close to getting ready to go to the bank. This is the first tailgate opportunity of the year. I'm talking to my man, Derek DeStefano from Southampton. That's all the vowels except you. And so listen to this. So here's what he's got. Bringing the Blackstone, because he's just going to get everything set up early. Onion dip and chips, buffalo chicken dip, cheesesteaks with shrimp, pepper, and onions, smoked Gouda mac cheese, smokehouse barbecue baked beans, chips, and dessert.
Right.
Yeah, or a tailgate.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? I've never.
That'll get you going.
I've never been to a tailgate.
Ever?
No. I was a player here, and then I go to watch the game, but I've never stopped at a tailgate.
Are you serious?
I haven't. No.
You might need to experience
Somebody got to hook Leon
up. No. I tailgated Florida. I tailgated Florida, Georgia.
I was just going to say, we need to go live Florida, Georgia.
I've tailgated Florida, Georgia, and had a great time. Absolutely great time. But a Jaguar game, I've never tailgated Jaguar.
Okay, you probably do need to have that happen. And look, the kickoff shows at Tailgaters, which is a great place for you probably to submerge yourself in some serious fun.
My guess is there'll be a lot of people in the text line that are going to say, come join our tailgate.
Yeah.
Big Stars.
And they'll give you the parking spot.
Yeah.
Parking spot number and everything.
I'm going to smoke a cigar just so it doesn't offend anyone.
Yeah. Well, there's plenty of good spots over at Tailgaters. And, you know, like over in E where the premier Jag and all Wombles, all those guys are hanging out over there. There's so many good people that set up great tailgates, that's for sure.
Nice.
All right, so getting back to a couple things that we were talking about earlier, and we were just kind of chopping it up with a Gamecock fan, and he's asking whether or not they can make this game close. They can stay in it. And, Matt, what was your immediate response? Weather being one of the things. But
well, I mean, all things being right. All things being equal, I think LSU's a favorite. I think kind of a big favorite. But especially if Sellers doesn't play. I mean, and it's not like Sellers is this great quarterback.
Right.
But he's their starter right now, and behind him is Robbie Ashford. And if you don't remember who Robbie Ashford was, think about the Auburn quarterbacks last year.
And by the way, he lost the job to the guy who just threw 4 picks.
Right.
That Auburn fans are hitting up on Venmo for a refund.
Plus, when Sellers got hurt, when he came in against Kentucky, it was not good. To put it that way.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's LSU. All things being equal, is going to win that game, but. If that thing gets rainy and muddy, and you get a turnover early or you get down early and the momentum's more on their side, and, you know, game day's there, they're going to be all excited. How about that game day going to South Carolina for LSU against South Carolina? Which is just, it's odd to me. That's all. Just very strange.
It is in some part due to what we're talking about, the games that haven't necessarily landed on the Week 3 radar. There aren't that many. Alabama, Wisconsin would have been a good one.
I think Alabama, Wisconsin would have been the much better place. But then you're going into where I believe Big Noon's there. Big Noon kickoff is there. So then it's going to be them against Big Noon. They're not doing that.
And they don't want to bounce up against them.
No, they're not going head-to-head with that.
Yeah, and that part I guess I get. But, yeah, all right. So, on that note, since we mentioned College Game Day, I'm just going to throw another little bold fact at you, brought to you by Bold City Brewery. Just have a little fun with this one, because if you start thinking about the fact that South Carolina, let me see if I can pull up the last time that they were there. This is the 8th time, I believe.
Got to be Spurs last time they were there, right?
The 8th time, I believe, that they have been there. And let me see if I can get the details on that as far as the last time. But these are gettable, I would think. Most appearances for College Game Day. Most times hosting.
Ohio State.
Yeah, so they've got the most with 23. Next, who are you thinking?
Notre Dame.
No. Notre Dame is they're actually not.
I'm going to say Auburn.
No, the other guy.
Alabama.
Yeah, Alabama. Yeah, Alabama has 18.
Auburn's way up there, though, right?
They're not as high as I thought, but Ohio State has 23 most times hosting. Alabama has 18. Then Michigan 14. Next two are SEC teams. Not Auburn.
LSU.
LSU's one of them.
Florida's
the other. 13 times that they have made it. Most appearances.
Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is with Auburn. I think they played more night games on ESPN than any other team.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. That's the stat I'm looking for.
Most appearances, meaning they didn't necessarily need to host, but they were playing in the game. Ohio State with 59. Alabama with 58. Who's next? Most appearances.
Huh.
Most appearances.
I'm going to say Florida just because you had that little tone in your voice.
Whether they were hosting, is it Florida?
Yeah, most appearances. That's it, Florida.
Wow.
Which, hey, by the way,
that little tone in your voice, I can tell.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, hey, Florida, feel free to get back in this
That's the
conversation.
tone I'm talking about.
Okay.
That's the
you savages.
What the hell is going on right now? Yeah. Why isn't like what used to be?
Like, you still have 43 appearances, and you haven't been there in a while. Okay, and Oklahoma is next with 40, Michigan 39, Notre Dame with 37. Florida State and Georgia are tied with 36 appearances.
Yeah, I think we kind of ruined that because if Florida had beaten Miami, Florida, Texas A&M, I think game day would have been that way. Mm-hmm. You think? Maybe?
Had Florida beat Miami?
Yeah, Florida.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, it would have had, well, A&M would have needed to win their side.
No, they wouldn't.
Maybe not. But that would have been a pair of potentially 2-0 teams if they had done that.
I'm glad we ruined it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know you are. And look,
just another thing you ruined.
Oh, I enjoy it so much.
As soon as I'm sitting here taking a swat at Florida, say, hey, feel free to get back into this. Your top 3 in most appearances, but you ain't had one in a while. When's the last time for Miami? I don't know the answer.
With Miami?
Yeah.
Probably the early 2000s.
When was the last time they hosted it?
Yeah, I was going to say
early 2000s.
Probably the Notre Dame game. 17, right?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't have it. I don't have the answer.
Because that was a night, but that was a night game. Yeah, you might be right. Yeah, because they were both top 10 teams.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you know, everything that'll be going on up in Columbia, cockabooses, everything, they will be going nuts up there.
Hey, by the way, before we go any further, I was looking at this again last night. Let me just read this to you again one more time.
Yeah.
Ball State, at South Florida, Virginia Tech, at Cal, at Louisville, Florida State, Duke, at Georgia Tech, Wake Forest, at Syracuse. How did you guys get that schedule? Seriously.
Bro, it's not our fault. We don't make the schedule. We just in the conference.
But what in the Blue Blazes is that schedule? Seriously.
It seems like a winning schedule. Seems like a 12-0 schedule to me.
That's literally like the ACC just pushing you into the playoff.
Listen, don't hate the player.
Yeah, all I'm saying is if you
don't hate the player, hate the game.
If you don't make the playoff with that schedule,
we're going to make the playoffs.
And just think of who you avoided. You avoided.
Well, first of all, we didn't avoid anybody.
Well, I'm just saying.
Well, you avoided Clemson.
I'm just
How
saying
do we
from
avoid
the
Clemson when it's not scheduled on our
you're going to have to play them in the championship game anyway.
Fine, we're going to.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
We're destroyed.
Just from the schedule, you get to host Florida State. You avoid Clemson, North Carolina.
You get to host Virginia Tech
and SMU.
So you don't have to go to the woodshed.
Yeah.
At night, which would be a difficult place to be.
Which, by the way, we can't listen.
Look how much different he is now. Look how cocky he is. One win does that for you, man.
I'm not cocky.
I'm thinking.
I just believe in my team.
He went from I'm on the sidewalk just looking through the window to, I'm scared.
Listen, I told you on Thursday before the Florida game that I was all in. I'm in the store. I was window shopping at first.
Yeah, now you're in.
I'm in the store. I'm buying everything.
Like the Cat, my man Boydo down at Beaver Bridge. I can think of a lot of Hokie fans. We can't even hype the Hokies after losing to Vandy the way they did.
I know.
We cannot do that. Okay, Blacksburg, you might you might lose the right to play Metallica. You cannot let that happen.
Enter the Sandman. They might have to change that.
As a double-digit favorite in that game.
Well, Vandy played well. They played well.
They did.
They beat them.
Yeah. Look, there are only so many teams that make ACC teams look good.
Yeah.
He's just hanging out right now. You're just hanging out right now at that SOF schedule. No T on it either.
Yeah, they're soft. They're soft without a T, no doubt. No doubt.
You get to avoid a bunch. That is pretty good. All right. We're not avoiding anybody today. We want to see you, in fact. Lifetime Flooring, you can drop on by. They want to see you on Saturday in particular because they got a great sale going on. So you're talking $7,500 off of sunrooms, glass enclosures, $5,000 off vinyl enclosures. You can do all sorts of deals as you drop on by, but they will have it from 10A to 3P here at Lifetime Flooring and Lifetime Enclosures, including Hall of Fame mascot Jacksonville dropping by and the Roar. So make sure you make plans to be here and enjoy everything at Lifetime Flooring.
Cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
Hey, Hicken here. I couldn't be any happier than to join the George Moore Chevrolet family. When I say family, I mean it. Visit their beautiful showroom today off Atlantic Boulevard. Find out exactly what I'm talking about. No pressure, just friendly help. And whether you want a car, a truck, SUV, electric, pre-owned, you name it, George Moore Chevrolet has it. And if you can't make it over to Atlantic Boulevard, no problem. MooreChevy.com is easy to navigate as any site you will try. It's never been more easy to use. George Moore Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Are you embarrassed by your ugly, cracked concrete driveway? Need to enhance your home's curb appeal? Stonecore on Phillips Highway is your one-stop shop for all your outdoor needs. Replacing with new stone pavers will transform your driveway into a stunning work of art. Say goodbye to unsightly concrete and hello to beautiful, durable pavers that last for years. Visit Stonecore today and let's beautify your home together. Stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
Are you an experienced plumber or welder with MedGas certification and you're tired of being undervalued? It's time to make the move to Local 234 Plumbers, Pipe Fitters, and HVAC Technicians. With the best pay in the business, you'll earn $36.50 an hour with benefits that's almost $50. It's not just a job, it's a career that values you. Join the team that's got your back. Local 234, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit UA234.com to send your resume today.
Equal opportunity employer.
Attention sports fans, are you ready to take your game to the next level? Look no further than Best Bet. You can bet anywhere, but you'll definitely win here. Experience the thrill of sports like never before. With all the major games broadcasting live on our big screens and a menu stacked with your favorite foods and refreshing drinks, you're sure to find your winning ticket. Visit bestbetjacks.com to learn more. That's bestbetjacks.com. Bet anywhere, win here. Only at Best Bet.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On September 12, 1991, MLB pitching legend Nolan Ryan celebrates his 312th career win in a 4-3 victory over the Minnesota Twins.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? You have questions? Call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Big Sirs here. My cigars are back in stock at Island Girl Gate Parkway. Buy a box and I will autograph it for you. Island Girl Gate Parkway is the place to enjoy a great cigar selection, a full bar, enjoy a daily happy hour from noon to 7 and all day Sunday. Enjoy college and NFL games from noon to 6. When you buy 5 cigars, you get 1 free. Plus, live music Friday and Saturday nights. For upcoming events, follow Island Girl Gate Parkway on Instagram and Facebook at islandgirl.gateparkway.
I'm Jeff Middlecoff with Trustline Mortgage. My business partners, Alan Tyre, Bill Pappas, and Ken Rimley, have been helping first-time home buyers with their mortgage financing all over Florida for 34 years. First-time home buyers can get no or low down payments, anywhere from 0 to 3.5% down. As a first-time home buyer with Trustline Mortgage, you get added benefits for doing your loan with us, like lower rates on your mortgage insurance and lower closing costs. Oh, and did I forget to mention that Trustline gives first-time home buyers better mortgage interest rates? Here's the bottom line. Trustline Mortgage wants to help first-time home buyers accomplish your goal of home ownership. That's why Trustline Mortgage is offering the best first-time home buyer benefits around, period. Trustline Mortgage delivers with no and low down payments, lower closing costs, and better interest rates. Call Trustline Mortgage today at 381-LOAN. Yes, 381-LOAN to find out how we can help you buy your dream home. Or visit our website at trustlinemortgage.com. Trust your instincts and follow the line to Trustline Mortgage.
Certain restrictions apply. See office for details. Trustline is an equal housing opportunity. MLS number 331480.
There's certain places you know if you go in, they got what you're looking for, like Gate Convenience Stores and Cold Modelo's. That's the ticket. Or get on the craft side of things with something from Bold City or Sweetwater. Hit the cooler at Gate. Full of choices and all of them good.
Hicken here with my concierge doctor, Richard Townsend. Doc T, how does a concierge direct primary care operate?
We are a membership-based primary care made directly between a patient and physician. We'll have a limited amount of patients that allows us to give unlimited access and personal service to you. This individualized approach has been shown to lower hospitalizations as well as maintain healthier lives. We also give 24/7 access via phone to me outside of our scheduled office hours.
To learn more, go to mypvconcierge.com.
Jeff Lagerman here. Now that football season is here, make sure your ride can get to that tailgate or away game safely and dependably. You can trust the ASE certified professionals at any of the 27 independently owned Napa Auto Care Centers and the quality Napa parts they use. Napa Auto Care Centers can handle everything: oil changes, air conditioning, brakes, engines, transmissions, and more. Napa Auto Care offers a nationwide 24-month, 24,000-mile peace-of-mind warranty on most repairs. Find a Napa Auto Care Center near you. JacksNapaAutoCareGroup.com.
This is 1010XL's Dylan Denmark. They call me Pockets on the radio, but for my floral needs, I only call Kuhn Flowers. Never take chances when you send a floral arrangement. Always use the best in the business, Kuhn Flowers. Kuhn Flowers.
Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Need help fixing a plumbing issue? Let our winning team go to work for you. 904-862-6769 or online at duckduckrooter.com.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
The big Jaguars news of the day: Tyson Campbell placed on injured reserve with a left hamstring injury. The Jaguars' #1 corner will miss at least the next 4 games. The earliest Campbell could return would be Week 6 against the Bears in London. It's the second year in a row Campbell has dealt with a hamstring injury. He missed 6 games last season after injuring his right hamstring. Campbell signed a 4-year extension with the Jaguars in July. Jaguar fans, the JTA Game Day Express is back. Save gas and avoid parking hassles as the Jaguars take on the Browns at Trevor Bank Stadium. More information can be found at jtafla.com. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
All right, well, my takeaway is that this team cannot go 0-2 and got 2 games on the road right after that. They got a decimated Cleveland Brown team coming in here. You've got to take advantage of it. You've got to win at home. This game is a must-win week 2. Wow.
My takeaway is 2 words: must win. Not just for the Jags, for the Noles, for the Gators. All 3 of them must win. The Noles cannot go 0-3. You cannot lose at home to Memphis. I don't care. Whatever you got to do, get that dub. Yeah. If you're Billy Napier and the Gators, this is it. This is it. If you have another situation where it's ugly and you lose like 24-9, you can't even move the ball no matter who's playing quarterback, that might be the end. That might be the end for Billy Napier. And by end, I mean the next day on Sunday.
Right. Yeah, I'll just follow the takeaway that he can tell you that all this work has been put in, and then once again, the product doesn't show any progress, and that's going to cost him. I think we all would agree with that. What you saw might have been a little hope Saturday night, but that was against Sanford, and now you're going to see what they can do against, and I just called it upper echelon level defense, SEC upper echelon D for Mike Elko. Mike Elko is a respected defensive play caller.
One of the best in the game.
And he's got some hosses. And so the Aggies are going to come in and try and obviously prove that they have more to play for down the road. And, yeah, it's a damn big game.
Must win for all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Must win.
Yeah, because it kind of does feel that way in a lot of respects. Only a 4-point line, and I say only in large part because Connor Wegman did not look that good. Against Notre Dame. And here's a guy who was supposed to come in with credentials and be ready to spin it all over the place. And so there's a little question mark on that side of the ball.
You got to give some credit to Notre Dame defense, too. Defense, that's
both
really
sides
good defense.
played well. Both sides played well. But, it's funny. You can be this early in the season and feel that pressure.
And, by the way, the Notre Dame defense is up here, and the Florida defense is way down here.
And the hires that they made haven't made a difference, have they? I don't believe so.
Well, I mean, we'll see, because it certainly didn't look that way against Miami. You can't judge anything by shutting out Samford. Mm-hmm. They could have played Bowles and would have been the same score. Right. So this is when you're going to find out. Let's see how they've adjusted from the Miami game with this game. If it's different, if they hold, Texas A&M to 15, 17, 20 points, then you feel a little better about it. Mm-hmm. But if they don't, if they lose, 35-31, that's not going to make you feel any better.
No.
Because you still can't get off the field.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah, and we mentioned 0-2. Like I said, just to kind of go back to where we were to begin, the idea of 0-2 is real when you're talking about a Tennessee Titan team that can be 0-2. The New York Jets could be 0-2, depending on how that game goes. Mm-hmm. You start talking about the other ones. Cincinnati is a 5.5-point dog to Kansas City. Mm-hmm. Could be 0-2 before this deal is done.
Yeah. Well, listen, it's not a divisional game, but it's a conference game. And no one knows. You already lost to the Dolphins. You lose to Cleveland, who was, by the way, last year was a playoff team.
Yeah, they were.
And they played with 4 different quarterbacks. All right. So as far as conference tiebreakers go, you go down 0-2. You're trying to make the playoffs. Conference-wise, you don't know how that may affect you down the stretch.
Yeah. Other teams that could end up dropping to 0-2 that may have had some lofty hopes going into coming into the season, but maybe thinking about the playoffs. Both the Green Bay Packers and the Indianapolis Colts could be 0-2 at day's end. Now, one of them is because of an injury. Malik Willis is going to start in place of Jordan Love. Jordan Love got that, I think, what is this, a PCL? I'm pretty sure that, I believe that's what it is. But anyway,
MCL strain, isn't it?
Is it MCL?
MCL strain.
Yeah. And so he's going to be out, shelf for a little while. Anthony Richardson was only 9 of 19, but still had 2 of the most incredible throws we've seen opening weekend. And so one of those teams is going to be 0-2. And you start taking a look at a couple of other possibilities that other ones are lousy, okay? But the Rams could be 0-2, a playoff team. The Cardinals have a little bit of a design on bouncing back and getting the postseason. They could be 0-2. Yeah. And so a lot of those can happen. Here we are, just 2 Sundays into the NFL season. Did you make anything, Leon, out of Kyler Murray?
I was just thinking that.
Okay.
Kyler Murray saying it's not his responsibility to get the ball to
Marvin
Harrison.
What did you think of that?
I think that's incredibly crazy to me. I mean, the reason why you were able to get Marvin Harrison because your team sucked. All right, you needed help. So you bring in a phenom, who he is. Marvin Harrison is a phenom, and you don't give him but 1 touch for 4 yards? Come on, you got to feed him.
And on the play, he was open.
He was open. That part.
And I think you and I'm not sure. I'm sure you probably did hear it, but anyway, whoever didn't, you can find it on X. But the question is asked to Kyler Murray, and there is that massive pregnant pause before he answers the question. Mm-hmm. And basically, they're saying that guy was open. You could have kept the drive alive.
Exactly.
Why didn't you get him the ball?
He's so petty. He's always been so petty, man.
Petty Tendergrass.
Always, man.
Petty Tendergrass.
He was that way in college. He's so petty.
Well, it's
just bizarre to me. They drafted him because he's one of the best receivers come out of college in 10 years.
Yeah.
They drafted him because you needed a receiver.
Yeah.
And they drafted him because they need to score points. Get him the ball.
I'd call him petty and thin-skinned because the question was, why didn't you get that ball to him? Because it's not my job to get it to him. And the thing is that when it's all said and done, his career as the number 1 overall pick, a lot like Trevor, you're basically being judged on how many times do you get your team a W, how many times do you get your team to the postseason. And right now, Trevor's gotten his team to the postseason once. Kyler Murray's gotten his team to the postseason once. He's gone through a significant injury, having to come back from that. And pressure is on him. There's no question about that. Second year for the head coach. They go up there. They take control of that game. They're up by 14 points in that game and then could not win it. Also, a little bit like what Trevor's going through.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, this didn't make any sense what he said. No, it didn't make any sense whatsoever.
There are definitely some parallels. Meanwhile...
What did you call him? Petty Tendergrass?
Yeah, petty Tendergrass. That's what we call
it. And look, he has defied some people's expectations as far as 5'10", how much can he do in this league? Can he stay healthy? We know that he went through a bad shoulder injury and then obviously the knee. And
he's got talent, man. He's played well at times.
Yeah. Yeah, and I get the whole idea that you don't need to feed the football, but that weapon was brought to you.
Mm-hmm.
He was put under your Christmas tree and said, hey, here's a new present for you. Start working with him. Meanwhile, Stephon Diggs, who they just ushered right out of Buffalo to the tune of taking a $31 million hit on their salary cap, he goes and gets in the end zone with C.J. Stroud tossing it to him.
And they look good too, bro.
Yeah, they did.
They do it. C.J. Stroud looks efficient. And they got to have the three of the best wide receivers in the NFL for sure.
Nico,
and they all route
Steph.
runners too.
Yeah.
They all get separation from defenders.
Yeah.
And Joe Mixon went off.
And hey, listen, you know I'm the last one to give the Texans any kind of love. But I can't unsee what I saw. Yeah. I can't unsee it.
Well, the Bears are coming in as a 6.5-point dog, and that's another mystery line to me because of what you just said about the Texans and the fact that.
But that Chicago's defense.
It is good.
It's good. It's real good. Absolutely real good. And Caleb Williams, he found out in that game that all that scrambling and maneuvering around that worked in college, doesn't work so much in the NFL. They can run.
It doesn't, but every once in a while it will for him.
Every once in a while, but I'm saying it was on a couple of occasions where he thought the DM ran him down.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
He'll learn.
But let's just say right now, as it looks, in the AFC South, you have Jacksonville trying to get to 1-1, Indy trying to get to 1-1. Tennessee, if you're at least betting the odds, there's a chance they start out 0-2. And then you got Houston with a chance to go 2-0. And then you're just a couple weeks away from seeing them, and there you are.
The Jaguars have got to treat this race like a track meet, okay? It's a 100-meter race.
Yeah.
Right now, the Texans are 10 meters in front of them. If you lose and you go 0-2, they're 20 meters. So you got to keep them within. You got to keep them within grasp. You can't go down 0-2. 1-1, you're okay. More than likely, Texas will go 2-0. And then 2 weeks from now, when you play them in Texas, you have the opportunity to tie them. That's the way you got to look at it. That's the way you got to look at it. It's a track meet.
I'm looking. Let me just see if I can grab this.
Or if you win Sunday and you win the following Sunday or Monday against the Bills, then you go out there and beat them, then you're ahead of them.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. That's what you got to look at.
Because here's what they're doing. Their schedule, after playing the Bears, they go on the road to the Vikings. I'm sure they'll probably be.
That's 3-0. That's 3-0 right there.
San Francisco's a 6-point pick on the road, even without Christian McCaffrey, to the Vikings. So anyway, they'll probably be favored in that game. But anyway, then they got the Jags, Bills, at the Patriots, at the Packers, and then the Colts coming to town. So they got to make sure. They got to make sure that they get that right and ultimately get in a position. Both of these teams, track meet's a good way to describe it. You got to stack up as many dubs as you can early in the year.
Absolutely. Yeah, you got to make an impact early. The start of the season is very important. How you start the season, how you start and how you finish.
I think for their psyche too, it's important.
Yeah,
like you can't go down. That's why I'm saying must win. For their psyche, 0-2 is a bad thing.
Yeah, it'll get
because let me tell you something. If 0-2 happens, it's not just going to be the fans are going to be going nuts in this city. It's not just going to be that the players might start thinking, all right, here we go again. The owner's going to start thinking, all right, what's going on?
Yeah, I think he's obviously displayed. He's one of the most patient owners.
He has, but he also in the offseason was clear about, hey,
he's made it
expecting
clear.
more.
We want more.
Yeah, and basically said, stop buying in free agency, start drafting and getting good players that way, as opposed to me writing checks all the time to bring these guys
right.
in.
I mean, he laid the groundwork. I think anyway that he laid the groundwork this offseason of I'm tired of the excuses. This team is built to the point where it should get to the playoffs. We should be in the tournament.
Yeah.
And if you start 0-2, we all know the numbers. It's a bad percentage of teams that start 0-2 that get to the playoff. It's not. Let's put it this way, it's not more than 50%. It's low.
Well, I'm going to segue right now and say that Leon let us know he never started 0-2. And Hayes, the embedded and shredded back in the day, never, ever 0-2.
Oh, in anything, right.
Oh, all right. I'm just Yeah, I'm just looking at that. That's what threw me off. My bad, RJ. My bad. Anyway.
But Carline has never been 0 in anything.
Yeah. No, the embedded.
Certainly not 0 for a party.
The embedded and shredded is a collective 2-0, that's for sure. But I'm looking at the schedule real quick before Hayes pops in with us, and it could, just depending on how it goes. We know what the Jag schedule looks like, but you're talking about a stretch where the Texans play at the Jets, home to the Lions, at the Cowboys, Jaguars to start December, then the Dolphins, Chiefs, Ravens. That's a hell of a stretch coming in to see if they can take care of business versus Jacksonville. Now, the 2-0 embedded and shredded.
Now, the 2-minute drill brought to you by Injury Care Centers. Discover BioTarget Regenerative Therapy, a safer drug-free solution for lasting pain relief. Visit GoBioTarget.com.
Hayes Carline, he plays percentages all the time, okay? He knows what it looks like. 0-2, you're trying to come out of an 0-2 start into the postseason picture. Hayes Carline, that ain't easy, bro.
That is not easy, and I do play percentages, and I can tell you there's a 87.9% chance I bomb this handoff. So so play that. But yeah, I mean it's Frank and I were talking about this yesterday. It's almost like now or never weekend for the Gators, Noles, and Jags, which is crazy because it's literally mid-September. But yeah, and the Jags are the other less of the three. But yeah, I mean if you start 0-2, particularly dropping your home opener with games at Buffalo and Houston coming up, and you don't have your best corner, you're in trouble. I mean, right out of the gate, you're in trouble. So this is a big one on Sunday, and Cleveland's got an unbelievable defense, so it'll be a challenge.
At the Trevor Bank, Hayes Carline, that's what you need.
Yeah, let's make sure we do that when we've got one of the NFL's best defenses coming to town, and definitely the best defense that's coming to Jacksonville this year. So hopefully it goes well. But man, they put some pressure on Trevor by choosing that game.
I do love the two journalists, the Hayes and the Hayes. They both bit on that one and said, this is a bunch of BS. And I'm over here going, yes, Trevor Bank, let's party. Let's go get it.
No, I mean, it's a fun marketing thing. I get that. And I'm just saying from like a football standpoint. Yeah. And this Browns defense, I guarantee you in the Browns locker room right now, in the defensive meetings, they're talking about Trevor Bank Stadium.
Someone has brought that up is what you're suggesting.
Without a doubt.
All right, what's coming up?
We are going to have Greg McGarity from the Gator Bowl to talk college football. We always really enjoy that because, I mean, he's just got such great expertise. Was obviously a lieutenant athletic director at Florida, athletic director at Georgia, and now has done such a great job with the Gator Bowl. So just has such an array of expertise. So we always look forward to talking with Greg. And we will talk all sorts of things. Jags, Browns, Gators, Noles. We'll get into it all coming up on the Frangie Show. Should be a lot of fun.
All right, Hayes, we appreciate it, buddy. We'll be listening.
Thank you, guys.
All right, you got Hayes, Frange, JJ. They go from 2 to 4 this afternoon. And then you have got Jaguars programming coming up after that, including the Doug Peterson Show. We had a great time here at Lifetime Flooring.
Oh, yeah.
They served us lunch. They took care of us. Tanya and all of them, they always do a great job. So don't forget, Saturday, 10A to 3P. You got $7,500 discounts on their sunrooms, glass enclosures. You can take advantage of some killer deals, and they've got all sorts of things to showcase to you if you're looking at hardwood, luxury vinyl plank, whatever it might be. And they've got Lifetime Flooring's buy one, get one free promotion. So take advantage of that. We say thanks to them. You'll find them right here on Phillips Highway any day of the week, including Saturday with that special. We'll be back at 2 tomorrow, rocking and rolling with our head coach coming in. We say thanks to RJ back there, Gibby here. 2 young interns, even the one wearing a Cubs hat. I don't mind it. But both of them just doing their thing here, taking care of us. Joe C., Matty Hayes, Big Sirs, and RJ. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 2P.
Everyone wants to doubt